Urban Whisper.
Beneath the surface. Brooklyn was a city of stories, each street corner whispering secrets of those who walked its grimy avenues. For Kendra, these secrets weren't just whispers. They were the roar of a relentless tide, dragging her deeper into a world she wanted desperately to escape. Every shadow held a memory of her family, of the business she wished to distance herself from, yet was forever entwined with. Kendra's apartment, a modest two-bedroom on the edge of Crown Heights, was a testament to her conflicted life. It was filled with eclectic art pieces, each one a small rebellion against the reality she faced every day. As she walked through her living room, her eyes rested on a painting of a serene landscape, a stark contrast to the chaos that lay beyond her front door. "Kendra, you home?" Bryce's voice echoed from the hallway, a deep timbre that held both authority and a trace of concern. "In here," she called out, her tone betraying her irritation. She had been hoping for a quiet evening alone, but Bryce's visits were never brief or light-hearted. Bryce entered the room, his expression guarded. "Got something to discuss. We need to talk about the family." Kendra bristled at the mention of the family. "Isn't it always about the family?" she muttered under her breath, though Bryce heard her. "I know it's a lot," he said, settling into a chair. "But things are getting complicated. Dad's still locked up, and the business isn't as stable as it used to be. I need you to be more involved." Kendra folded her arms, her eyes narrowing. "More involved? I'm already doing more than enough. I work. I try to keep my head down. Isn't that enough?" Bryce sighed, rubbing his temples. "Kendra, you don't understand. Dad's locked up for a reason. We're keeping the business afloat, but there are risks, and I'm worried about you. Your involvement isn't just a choice, it's a necessity." Kendra's frustration bubbled over. "I don't want to be part of this life, Bryce. I've told you before, I want out. I want a normal life." Bryce's face hardened. "Normal? You think you can just walk away from this? We're all in this together. You know what happened to Kevin, how he died." The mention of Kevin stung. Kevin's death had been shrouded in mystery and pain, and though it was officially ruled as an accident, Kendra couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the story. "Kevin's death was tragic, but it doesn't mean I have to live like this," she said quietly. "It's not just about you or me," Bryce said, his voice softening. "It's about the whole family. I'm trying to protect what's left of us. If you leave, it could make things worse." Kendra looked away, her resolve faltering. "I just want a chance to be someone other than the daughter of a criminal. Is that too much to ask?" "I get it," Bryce said, standing up, "but you have to be careful. The world out there isn't as forgiving as you think." Kendra nodded, her thoughts racing. She needed a way out, a way to live a life she could call her own. But as long as Bryce was in charge and the family's business was in turmoil, escape seemed impossible. Across the river in Long Island, Anthony sat in his parents' living room, his gaze fixed on the framed photos lining the walls. The room was filled with memories of a time when life was simpler, before his brother Antoine's imprisonment had cast a shadow over their family. "Anthony, can you come in here for a moment?" Emily's voice called out from the kitchen, breaking his reverie. Anthony walked into the kitchen, where his mother was setting the table. "What's up, Mom?" "I was just thinking," Emily said, her hands moving with practiced ease. "It's been a while since we had a cookout. Why don't we invite some of your old friends over? It might do you some good." Anthony nodded, though his thoughts were elsewhere. "Sure, Mom, I'll make some calls." As he picked up his phone to call a few old friends, his father Mike entered the kitchen. His face was lined with worry, his posture rigid. "Had a meeting with the lawyer today," Mike said, his voice low. "They're still working on Antoine's appeal. It's a slow process, but we have to stay hopeful." Anthony sighed, setting his phone down. "Do you really think there's a chance?" Mike's gaze was steady. "We have to keep the faith. Antoine's case is complicated, but we owe it to him to try everything we can." Emily placed a hand on Mike's shoulder. "We'll get through this, just like we always do." family is everything. Anthony watched his parents, a mix of admiration and frustration in his eyes. The weight of their expectations pressed heavily on him. He felt torn between honoring his family's legacy and seeking a path that felt authentic to him. Back in Brooklyn, Kendra tried to unwind after her tense conversation with Bryce. She sank into her couch, flipping through a magazine with disinterest. Her mind was consumed with thoughts of escape, of a life where she wasn't tethered to her family's criminal undertakings. Her phone buzzed, pulling her from her thoughts. She glanced at the screen. An invitation to an art show from a friend she hadn't seen in ages. A small smile tugged at her lips. It was an opportunity to step away from her current life, even if only for an evening. As Kendra prepared for the event, she couldn't help but think of how different her life could be if she had the freedom to choose her own path. The art show was a fleeting distraction, a chance to immerse herself in a world of beauty and creativity. In Massapequa, Anthony's evening was a mix of routine and reflection. As he prepared dinner, he couldn't shake the sense of unease that had settled over him. The pressure to conform to his family's expectations felt like a weight around his shoulders. He needed to find someone, that could offer a sense of clarity and direction. As he set the table, Anthony thought about the future. The contrast between the quiet suburbs of Massapequa and the bustling streets of Flatbush felt more pronounced than ever. He longed for a sense of purpose, something that would allow him to break free from the shadows of his family's past. Kendra arrived at the art show, the buzz of conversation and clinking glasses a welcome change from her usual surroundings. She wandered through the gallery, appreciating the vibrant colors and bold strokes of the artwork. It was a brief escape from the tension of her family life. As she moved through the crowd, she found herself lost in the beauty of the paintings. Each piece told a story, each brushstroke a reflection of the artist's inner world. Kendra felt a pang of longing, a desire for a life where she could be free from the constraints of her current reality. Her phone buzzed again, this time with a message from Bryce. It was a reminder of the family meeting the next day, a sobering return to reality. Kendra took a deep breath, reminding herself that each step she took, no matter how small, was a step toward finding her own path. Back in his apartment, Anthony's thoughts turned to his old friends. He made a few calls, hoping to reconnect with people who might offer him a fresh perspective. As he spoke with them, he realized how much he missed the simplicity of his past life, the days before the weight of his family's troubles had taken over. As the evening drew to a close, Anthony sat in his quiet apartment, reflecting on his conversations and decisions. The sense of restlessness that had been building inside him seemed to intensify. He needed to find a way to reconcile his own desires with the expectations placed upon him. Both Kendra and Anthony were on the brink of change, each grappling with their own struggles and aspirations. Their lives were distinct yet connected by a shared sense of yearning for something more. As they navigated their separate paths, they were inching closer to a fateful encounter that would challenge their perceptions and alter their lives forever. If you liked this story, thumbs up and subscribe for more. Also, hit the notification button to get updates on when I upload more stories. Thanks for watching, and be well.